since I started this process, I've just been like on a binge of YouTube videos from other people who have gone through this. On one side, it's really helpful to get other people's experiences so you know what to expect. But there's also a fine line where the more you listen to other people's experiences, the more you hear of the bad experiences. All I want is good energy and good vibes going towards my body as it's in this growing process. I don't want to go into every injection feeling or thinking, what if this doesn't work out? I'm happy and grateful that my meds are here. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, even on the days and the times when I'm feeling my worst. So yeah, that's day 2 for you. Every day revolves around this, right? Like, don't make any big plans. Be okay with rescheduling prior commitments. Be okay with taking time off work. Be okay with answering the phone at odd hours, so that when you get a call from your nurse's team or whatever, be okay with just like being at the beck and call of your body and the doctors. It's really hard to juggle, and so I'm thankful to have a job that allows me to do that, but I know not everyone does. So you'll probably be having to do injections, in the bathroom, at work sometimes, or you'll have to like dip out of meetings to answer phone calls because you have to get that information. It's all time sensitive, and most doctors won't put that stuff in a voicemail. You have to actually talk to them. So yeah, it's a lot. It's Saturday and it's officially day 7 of stimulation. I am waiting at the lab. They open at 8 o'clock and I have an appointment to get my second sonogram at 9 o'clock. When I went to the doctor on Wednesday for my first sonogram, I was able to get the number of follicles that I currently have on my left and right ovary. What they do is they measure in millimeters the size of them because they need to grow to, I guess, like 15 to 20 millimeters before they can actually extract them.
Right ovary, we've got a 9.
When I went, I had about 7 follicles, which means that there's 1 egg in each follicle. And I had a couple that were a little stragglers. They were pretty small. It was like 2 and 3 millimeters. But the rest were about 9 and 8, which apparently is kind of average. It's what to expect on day 3 or 4 of stimulation. However, he did up my dosage a little bit to try to get them to grow a little more. So now I'm taking a dosage of one of the meds in the morning and at night. So I actually have my cooler with me, and in here is 1 pen that I have to do right at 9 a.m. every day. And so it cuts right into the time that I have my doctor's appointment. So I brought it with me so that I could do it in the car or in the bathroom when I'm there. So yeah, I have a little bit more medication being put into me to try to have them grow a little bit quicker and faster. So we'll see today what they say. I'm hoping that maybe a couple more little follicles popped up since then. I don't know if that's normal to have more follicles grow after, day 5 or whatever, but I guess we'll see. They said it could happen, but I think every question I've asked so far to the nurses has been, it could happen. Everybody's different. It just depends. Like, there's like no clear-cut answer for a lot of these things.
All right, so starting on the right. There's a 15.
I'm waiting in the parking lot of the doctor's office right now, and I'm officially on day 9. There's a lot of different symptoms that I've had in the last few days. Saturday, I started a new injection, a new medication called Cetratide. It's the medication to stop your body from ovulating, because once your follicles get to a certain size, your body's gonna wanna naturally, remove it and go through ovulation so that they can remove the eggs. But we're obviously trying to stop that, and so this is inhibiting that natural situation from happening. It's really stressful trying to do injections somewhere outside of the comfort of your own home, because when I'm at home, I have everything I need. I can watch the recording again, make sure I'm not missing any steps. I'm just not comfortable yet with the whole process in order to just quickly do it in the bathroom. The Cetrotide itself is the main one that I feel like I've had the most symptoms for. Like every time I take that, I mean, I've taken it twice now, it leaves me feeling extremely tired. I have to take a nap afterwards. I've started getting more headaches that I didn't have in the first 7 days. I'm feeling extremely hungry. Like I'm not even hungry. I feel very bloated, right? So I don't really want to eat, but I'm just craving random things. I mean, I feel basically like a pregnant person who has random cravings that I've never had. But all in all, a couple things I want to share with you in terms of like what I didn't expect if you're trying to think about going through this situation. Number one, it's not discussed enough until sadly it becomes too late, kind of. But your AMH level, it's called anti-Müllerian hormone. It is a hormone our body has that basically tells you your ovarian reserve, which is how many eggs you still have left. Because we're born with the amount of eggs that we're always going to have, that number will decline, and it starts to more rapidly decline once you hit like 30, 32 years old. So you'll see those numbers where before it was like a steady drop of like about 1,000 eggs per cycle, it just jumps dramatically like to 50%. And that is insane. And so I'm 32, my AMH was 1.25 and the range is supposed to be 1 to 4. And so if you're approaching, if you've even thought about just randomly, like, yes, all of these hurdles, like expensive, painful, scary, all of these things are probably stopping you from egg freezing. But if you have even a small little thought in the back of your mind that like, I don't know if I want kids, but like if that is ever coming across to you, I suggest you get your blood drawn and test this AMH level. That will usually give you some kind of reference point on where to go from there. So I always say, like, if you're even questioning whether or not you want children, if you're questioning what you should do, you should do it, because waiting is not your friend here. And yeah, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if you don't use them, you don't use them, but like, put that crap on a credit card, okay? Like, I think there are a lot of things that our society puts on credit cards that shouldn't be on credit cards, but this would be one of those if you really are questioning it, because I think this is way more valuable than a quick trip or buying a brand new car. Like, this is something you cannot take back. And this is something that if you're questioning even an inkling in your mind that you may want kids, or, whatever the case is for you, just do it. And I don't think you could, like, your future self wouldn't be mad at you for making this decision.
I was hoping for like 10, but it doesn't look like that.
12, it is too early to pass judgment. So give it a chance. 15.
I had a few more follicles pop up since the last time, and that's exciting to see. He anticipates possibly about 9 eggs being retrieved. All of this is an estimate because you don't know what really could happen in the next few days. I am on a higher dosage of hormones than some, I guess maybe the average. The one thing he did say is that for me being 32, I do have diminished ovarian reserve, which was really, really hard to hear. I asked if that was normal, and he said, no, not at my age. I'm glad that I'm doing this now. He said it's so much better that you're doing it at 32 than 35, because in your situation, it's just gonna get worse and worse and harder to have good quality eggs. And if he were able to take, extract like 9 eggs, he did say that the percentage of them turning into live births at one point or another based on quality of the eggs is 50%. I have a 50% chance of having a baby with what I've got, potentially. You just never know. But yeah, that is hard, because I don't really want children right now, but I also don't know what to expect when I'm like 38, 40 years old. Like, I'm glad that I'm preparing myself. I'm glad that I'm taking this initiative to do this. I can feel myself getting more and more emotional. I can feel the medication is starting to become a little more painful every day. I'm starting to get slight bruising around my stomach, and trying to find different areas where I can inject. I asked the nurse today if I can you know, come a little higher than my belly button this time around. It's just getting hard. I mean, I can see all the little pricks. I looked at a study that was done that showed that 10% of women go through diminished ovarian reserve. And I'm like, 10%? So I'm part of that 10%? That's really, really sucky to hear. I do have to order more medication. It looks like this is gonna drag on a little more than 11 days. I've already maxed out my insurance. Everything at this point is gonna be out of pocket. If you're in your 30s, better late than never. There are no symptoms to tell me before doing this that I have this, right? I would never have known unless I started this process and met with a doctor and did some sonograms. Get your AMH levels checked, get a sonogram, do some of these basic things just to make sure you're safe. I've had 4 new follicles pop up since Saturday, which was 2 days ago. So 4 more follicles. That at least gives me some hope that I'm gonna have a good size to pull from. They always say for every 1 child that you wanna have, you should have at least 10 quality eggs that are frozen. Who knows if all of those are gonna be mature, but if I have 9 mature eggs, let's say, that will give me the opportunity to have 1 child later on in life. So, I mean, without trying naturally, regularly. I'm a little sad. Some of it's hormones, but I'm a little sad at hearing that today, but it was good information. And I appreciate so much that this doctor versus, I've already seen like 4 doctors because my doctor was on vacation and he's coming back tomorrow. Go figure. Lucky me, I got him right on vacation. So I've been meeting with other doctors throughout the last week. Dr. Vaughn was the first one to truly like stop and talk to me and explain to me where I'm at in relation to other women at my age, and what to expect. So I really, really appreciate that so much. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below. And just let me know where you're at. I'd love to share anything that I can with you about my personal experience. Thank you so much.